Virgin Galactic has spent more than 2 decades turning science fiction into civilian space travel for you and I. Space travel is not just for the governments and the astronauts anymore. The naysayers said that autonomous vehicle transportation and civilian space travel is not possible. It is possible, and it's here to stay. In this video, I would like to share with you some very fascinating and important facts about this company, Virgin Galactic. We're also going to take a look at the earnings and some financials, and then we're going to take a look at the charts to see when is a good time to buy this stock. I've been trading and investing in the stock market for over 25 years. I respect and appreciate your time, so let's get right into the video. In 2004, when Sir Richard Branson, founder of the Virgin Group, announced the launch of Virgin Galactic, inspired by the success of Spaceship One, the first privately funded manned spaceflight, Branson partnered with aerospace pioneer Burt Rutan and his company. In the Mojave Desert, test flights and assembly of the VSS Enterprise mothership White Knight II development began. Spaceship Two is a suborbital spaceplane designed to carry 6 passengers and 2 pilots. Unlike vertical rockets, Spaceship Two would be launched mid-air from a custom mothership White Knight II and be launched into space at Mach 3. The first vehicle, VSS Enterprise, began glide test in 2010. Meanwhile, construction of the Spaceport America, the world's first commercial spaceport in New Mexico. In October of 2014, tragedy struck during a test flight. VSS Enterprise disintegrated in midair due to a premature deployment of its feathering re-entry system. Co-pilot Michael Asbury lost his life, and pilot Peter Seibold was seriously injured. The accident triggered a full investigation and design change, but Virgin Galactic vowed to press on, honoring those who believed in the mission. In 2016, Virgin Galactic unveiled a new vehicle, the VSS Unity. Over the next few years, Unity underwent a series of powered test flights, each pushing the boundaries higher and higher. And in December of 2018, Unity reached space for the first time, flying above 50 miles, the U.S. government's recognized boundary of outer space. This success renewed confidence, and in 2019, Virgin Galactic made history again by becoming the first publicly traded commercial spaceflight company listed under the ticker symbol SPCE on the New York Stock Exchange. On July 11, 2021, Richard Branson joined 5 Virgin Galactic employees aboard the VSS Unity for a 90-minute suborbital space flight reaching over 53 miles above Earth. The mission marked Virgin Galactic's first fully crewed flight and a symbolic leap for commercial space tourism. Virgin Galactic's primary product is the suborbital space tourism experience, a journey that includes astronaut training, luxury accommodations, and high-speed flight to space. Each mission includes a flight aboard Spaceship Two, reaching up to 55 miles altitude, several minutes of weightlessness, panoramic views of the Earth from space, a return glide to Spaceport America. With over 800 tickets currently reserved, priced from $250,000 to $450,000, Virgin Galactic is building not just a launch system, but a new kind of adventure economy. Despite public interest, Virgin Galactic faced delays and setbacks. Safety upgrades, supply chain issues, and financial constraints forced the company to pause operations for nearly 2 years, causing a major fluctuation in the stock price. In 2024, Virgin broke ground on a state-of-the-art manufacturing facility in Arizona, expected to roll out multiple Delta vehicles annually. The goal: regular space flights by 2026, with eyes set on supersonic travel and even point-to-point Earth transportation. As of 2025, Virgin Galactic has flown commercial missions, serving a growing list of private individuals and researchers. The race to space is no longer for governments alone. It now includes dreamers, explorers, and ordinary people like you and I that are bold enough to go where no one has gone before. Now, if you have any comments that you would like to leave on this topic, please leave below and share with us all. Now we're going to check into the financials. Today is June 20 26th of 2025, the stock is currently trading at $2.93. As you can see, in 2019, when the stock went public, it did relatively good for the first year, but it has fallen off the cliff and it is trading at a very low price. This is not a good sign for the company, but let's take a closer look at some of the fundamentals. So when we look at the market cap is 122 million. The exchange is the New York Stock Exchange. The average daily volume is 8.6 million shares traded per day. We want to see volume come in on this stock of 80 million, 100 million. We want the financial institutions of the world to come into this stock, but we're going to take a look at when to get in after we go through some of these numbers. Now, in March of 2025, we have a revenue at 461,000 and the net income of negative 84 million. So when you see all these numbers, negative 76%, operating expense, negative 24%, net profit margin, negative 256%. So when we come over to here and we look at the cash and short-term investments is year-to-date negative 36%. We have the total assets at 903 million. That's a negative of 16.7%. The net income of March of 2025 is a loss of 84 million. And then when we look at the cash from operations is negative 75 million. Net change in cash is negative 38 million. And the free cash flow of negative 93 million. How much longer can they keep this up? This is pretty crazy how much money they're bleeding. These results will usually show up in the charts. So let's go into the charts and take a look. When do we want to buy into this company? If you have a stock that you would like us to analyze, please leave a comment below and we'll do our very best to get to it as soon as possible. But please understand that sometimes this takes some time as we have a lot of stocks that are currently in the queue. So let's get into the charts. We are currently looking at a 20-year monthly chart. As you can see in this area is when they went public with the company. They did relatively good, and then now we've been in a downward decline. I want to come back here and I want to look in this range right here. The company did a 1-for-20 stock split on June 17th of 2024. Now, typically stocks do a 20-for-1 stock split or a 10-for-1 stock split. In their case, they did a 1-for-20 stock split. So a 20-for-1 stock split is a regular split. And what it means is for every 1 share you own, you now get 20 shares after the split. The total value of your investment stays the same, but the price per share drops. Example, before the split, you own 10 shares priced at $1,000 each, total value $10,000. After a 20-for-1 split, you own 200 shares, now priced at $50 each, total value $10,000. Why companies do this? To make shares more affordable for small investors, to increase liquidity, more shares available for trading. Often done when a stock price gets very high. Now in Virgin's case, they did a reverse split, a 1-for-20 reverse split. What it means is for every 20 shares that you own, you now have 1 share. Again, your total investment value stays the same, but the price of the shares increase. Example, before a reverse split, you own 200 shares priced at 50 cents each. Total value $100. After a 1-for-20 reverse split, you own 10 shares, now priced at $10 each. Total value $100. It's the same. Why companies do this is to boost the stock price, often to meet exchange listing requirements, to improve the company's image or attract institutional investors, usually seen when a stock price has dropped a lot in value. Now, of course, that's the case with Virgin. It's trading at $2 and change, so they are struggling. When do we want to get into this stock? This is a 1-year daily chart. A year ago, it was trading at $9 and change. It's currently trading at $2.92. We had a little spike here. What happened there? 109 million shares came in. which was good. That's what we want to see. But here's what happened. It reached a peak here and sold off, and then it closed here. So the challenge that this company is going to have going forward, when you look at all of these investors in this area, all these people are in a losing position with their investments. So as the stock price starts going higher, a lot of these investors are going to want to get their money back and get out and move on because they've been underwater for a long time. That's going to be a big challenge that this company is going to have going forward. So when do we want to buy into this stock? What I want to see is more activity like this, but we want to see the moving averages get into alignment. So for example, we have the 10-day, the 21-day, and the 51-day, and the 200-day moving average. And the 200-day is above all the moving averages. This is a bad sign. The fundamentals do not look very convincing. These results will usually show up in the charts, and they certainly have. Let's talk about investing in this company. Understanding that this is a pure speculation investment. Based on the numbers, based on the history, based on the charts, the company can go out of business and you lose all of your money. You lose 100% of your investment. Let's assume that your financial house is in order. You and your spouse, your significant other, your 401ks are maxed out, putting in 15% of your income plus your match. Your Roth IRAs are maxed out. You have a 6-month emergency fund. You've cleaned up all your debt. Everything looks good in your household. Your budget is balanced and you have extra money that you just want to invest in something. Just understand that you are putting the money at extreme risk and you can potentially lose all of it. But then again, if this company turns around and starts this service for the world and they start making a boatload of money, your investment could make a substantial amount of money. I personally need for the financials to turn around. We need the stock to break out, retest the moving average. We want the institutions to really start pumping money into this, and we want to start dollar cost averaging our way into the stock at that point. If you would like to stay informed on more analysis, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below what's on your mind. God bless and happy investing.